Welcome back to another episode of the Adventures of a Disney Dad podcast. Same guys here, Matt and Chip. We're ready to talk all things Walt Disney World, trip planning with kids. And this week, we've got some pretty major Walt Disney World news, followed by some Universal news, which if you follow me on social media, I feel like I knew it was coming because anytime, and this has been a pretty consistent pattern lately, if Disney drops some news that is like not so great, typically Universal has an epic announcement at the end of that week. So all the Universal epic announcements have been on Thursdays. And I think it was Wednesday morning, the Premiere Pass stuff dropped. And understandably, there was a very, very broad negative reaction. You'll get Chip and I's reaction to this, which I think will surprise you a little bit. But like, I think mid-morning, I sent a message saying, like, I pretty much guarantee you an epic universe announcement is coming tomorrow because Disney, they unloaded all kinds of like not so great stuff. Like there's a fee now for DVC people to get certain benefits, the new Premiere Pass. They announced some prices are going up, and then they sent a video of a new baby tiger to kind of like, I think, alleviate a little bit of the anger. And then, of course, by like 2 p.m., Universal says, hey, we're making a huge announcement tomorrow. And what an announcement it was. So we're going to jump into all that stuff. But definitely make sure you follow us on social media if you want to stay up to date on the news in real time. And so, Chip, let's start out first with Walt Disney World. They've got a new pass to skip the line called Premiere Pass. So at this point, we've got Multi-Pass, which is the entry-level skip the line service for the majority of attractions at Walt Disney World. And then we've got Lightning Lane Single Pass, which is a select few attractions that you pay an additional fee for if you want to ride on an individual basis, whether it's $12 to $20 per person. Those are Rise of the Resistance, Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, rides like that. They're not included in Multi-Pass, right? So you've got a pretty
Tron's in there too, right?
Tron's in there too. So there's a few, but like Guardians of the Galaxy. So like if you're in that entry level service, you're basically buying multi-pass and you're buying a couple single passes typically. Yeah. So on an individual basis, you're paying anywhere from $30 to $60 a day in line skipping services per person as an entry level option. Obviously, you can choose to not skip the lines at all. That's like you can go to Walt Disney World and not pay for any of this stuff. But if you want to skip the line, this is the entry level service.
Yeah.
Previously, before this new Premiere Pass, the next level of service that you could get was a VIP tour. Conveniently, you and I just went on one. I just went on another one with my family. We've experienced this, and we talked about it quite a bit last week if you listened to that show.
Yeah.
But that's it's the expensive option, right? So it's $450 to $900, not per person, per hour.
Per hour.
And this is important for what we're going to get talking about here, right? This is not per person, so it's $450 to $900 per hour, and you can have up to 10 people, minimum of 7 hours, right?
Yeah.
So if you run the math there, if you get all 10 people, you know, if you do 7 hours, you're like running 285 upwards of 500 per person, something like that, right? I think on the low end to the high end, depending on what the day is. Now, I had a guest reach out this morning interested in a VIP tour, and she's going down November 22nd to the 26th. So right around Thanksgiving, very busy time, not the busiest time of the year, but very busy time. VIP tours are sold out. You can book VIP tours 60 days in advance. They're sold out. They've got a waiting list for every day of her vacation.
Wow.
Every day. So think about this. And guess what, Chip? Guess the price of those days.
I'm sure it's probably, well, if it's over Thanksgiving, it's probably top or right below the top.
Not $900 an hour. $900 an hour.
Well, so, you know what? It's funny. So we have a friend, Seth, who's a VIP tour guide, and he said, if you might be able to get it at 55 days on a lighter week, but he said they've been selling out like crazy. He said he's working overtime and all of that. So it's
now that we've got the lay of the land here, right? This before Premiere Pass, you've either got this entry level option, which, 50, $60 per person per day to skip the lines. You've got the upper echelon, upper high tier VIP tour, which has a lot of benefits, right? Like we've
Yeah.
talked about that a lot at length last week, and maybe we'll mention it more today. But you get if you do it in the evening, you get the fireworks, prime seating. You get some other benefits. You can park hop, all that kind of stuff. Now there's been this issue where families like the one I just quoted today, this just happened, where they can't get the VIP tour or it's prohibitively expensive. So say you
Yeah.
have a party of 5, like I do, right, Chip?
Yeah.
If I only have 5 people and I'm paying the entire bill myself and I don't have the 10 to split it with, it becomes very expensive on a per
Yeah.
person basis, right?
Yeah.
There's never been that middle tier option for families in that kind of a boat. Or like in the event that a VIP tour is not available, it sells out, whatever. Enter the new Lightning Lane Premier Pass. And so I've got the pricing here. Starts
Well,
October 30th.
it kind of giving some back behind the scenes. Matt and I've talked about this before. Like, are they going to have this eventually? Like, is this an option? And I've leaned towards no. I was like, I don't think it'll be. He's leaned towards yeah, probably.
And I would go so far as to say that we've asked for it.
Yeah.
I genuinely, like, from my perspective, I've asked for them to go to the Epic Universe model, which is way more expensive, no entry level option,
Yeah.
where it's like far less people are using the Lightning lanes, and it's a faster service. Right now, my knock with the VIP tours and with the Lightning Lane is that Lightning Lane is not that fast.
Yeah.
It's really not. The VIP tour at Disney goes into the Lightning Lane. It doesn't get directly on the rides like Universal does. And so in terms of line skipping, you're still waiting a good amount of time when you do this service, no matter which one you pick. But that said, like Chip and I have been advocates for this service for a while, and there's a lot of people that are really pissed. So
Yeah.
we'll talk about that too. We'll lay out their position. But the key details here for anybody that hasn't heard or anybody that wants to know, it starts October 30th. You'll be able to book it 7 days in advance. It's only available to deluxe resort guests as well as the Swan and Dolphin and DVC resorts. So
And Shades of Green.
I
Shades of Green, I think, falls in there
and
as
Shades of
well.
Green. I'm not gonna. I'll touch on this in a little bit, but let me for just foreshadow. I wouldn't upgrade for this service, like to have access to the service. But we'll talk about that in a minute. Let's talk about some pricing. Animal Kingdom, it's going to range from $129 to $199. Epcot, it's going to range $169 to $249. Hollywood Studios, $269 to $349. Magic Kingdom, $329 to $449. And in comparison, Universal Express Pass is typically $89 to $289. So it's typically under both Hollywood Studios and Magic Kingdom. And this is per person, by the way. So you got to keep that in mind. Like, what this service does is it's going to allow you to use the lightning lane, just like you would with multi-pass or single pass, on any attraction at Walt Disney World at any time, but you can only ride each ride once. And it's also only available on single parks. So if you buy it for Magic Kingdom and you have Park Hopper, you'd have to buy it for Hollywood Studios also. Disney says it's going to be extremely limited. I don't expect it to have a huge impact on wait times, like standby waits or the Lightning Lane, because I just don't think it's going to be a massive amount of people. But Chip, like, big picture here, we've laid it all out. What is the thought? Like, what's going through your mind when you read this?
Well, so when I first read it, and Matt can agree that he can tell you exactly what it says. Like, oh man, I would probably do it for Magic Kingdom. And then I started that was my initial thought. Like when I heard it, I didn't look at any prices. Then my next response was, wait, it can go up to $349 at Magic Kingdom. I'm out.
Per
that was my
person.
that
Per
was my that
person.
was per person. And that was my direct text to him, and he just started
Yeah.
laughing. I think Magic Kingdom's the only one it would be worth it. if you were going to spend it, but that's just my opinion. Thought that would cross my mind, and my wife would tell you we would never do it. But if we were going to go to Magic Kingdom one day, and that's the only day we're going to go there, maybe we do it. But I mean, you and we've done after hours events. I almost would rather do an after hour event, and we're not really huge fans of those per se. That's $125.
Chip, the first thing I'll say is I think people think about these things in the wrong way. A lot of people are thinking, like, I saw somebody calculate like the dollar, like how much it costs per attraction. Like if you average it out, like, if there's 13 attractions at Magic Kingdom that you can use it for, it means it's X dollars, per attraction to skip the line. I think that's the wrong way to think about it. From my perspective, you should be looking at it as like basically like an hourly wage. How much am I paying to save how much time? Right.
Well, and I'm looking at it on the side of, wait, how much does it cost to get into the park that day? I'm tripling that price to pay to ride the rides. It kind of goes in, and that's just me. That's my thinking.
Yeah, and like I guess that's the problem that I have with the way like a lot of people are talking about it, is that you're looking at like, well, I spend all these dollars to come to the parks, and now they're making me pay more money. Like nobody's making you pay for anything. This is not a service for everybody. And most important, and I want to read this quote. I thought this was really great. Josh D'Amaro was asked about this service specifically and this issue. He specifically said that Lightning Lane Premier Pass won't be for everyone. He's quoted as saying, in terms of making these experiences attainable, it's making sure that we address specifically what each consumer wants and giving them an opportunity to experience the parks or the cruise ships in a way that makes sense for them. And it really, like that quote is exactly what I was talking about earlier. It's that family of five that can't get a VIP tour. It's that family of five that like can't afford a VIP tour because they don't have 10 people and they want to be able to not use the app. They don't want to be on their phone their entire vacation. They want to come in and they want to ride what they want to ride whenever they want to ride it, walk in, walk out, do whatever they want to do and move on with their lives. And to me, that is not like, I saw a lot of, this is for millionaires, this is for blah, 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 blah. I mean, I think that's ridiculous.
Oh, I agree.
Like,
I don't think it's for, I think it's for anybody that values that time.
Exactly.
I mean,
exactly.
It's not, I don't think, like, listen, I'm not a millionaire. I'm a teacher in a public high school.
Right.
Could I afford it? Potentially. But I also see, all right, I could also spend that money X, Y, or Z. Maybe that's an extra 2 days at the parks. Maybe that's whatever. So,
but like for some people, saving the extra 3 hours of waiting in line for their family of five has serious value. And I'm not going to knock them for that. They would rather spend that 3 hours at the pool, and they view that as like well worth the money. And I think that that's the way that you should look at it. Is there was an unserved, I think to me, it was a completely unserved area of customers that go to Walt Disney World, and this hits that area. And so it's not, if you get mad about it, it's probably not for you. It's not for me. I think you and I would agree. This is not for us.
No,
but that doesn't mean it doesn't fit a good section of the market.
It's for like, I don't know who it is, but if Kelly and I were going, maybe we would do it for one day just to say, hey, we want to ride all these rides. And that's only two of us paying for it versus the whole family of seven.
To me, this is my family, but like a family that only goes once every couple of years.
Yeah.
I have a family of five. If we only went, once every 2 years, and like, we're not bringing the in-laws, we're not bringing my brother-in-law, like we're just going our family of five. This is the service that I would want. I would absolutely want it. So I think
let me ask this question, Matt. Is there any parks you would say I would not use this at all?
Chip, man, that's such a great question. And that's exactly what I wanted to make sure we touched on next. So Animal Kingdom is an absolute no. And Correct. The reason for that, and Chip, I think you'd agree with this, like you can get multi-pass and you can get the single Lightning Lane for Flight of Passage, and you can manage to get everything you want to get done at Animal Kingdom. In fact, like when I booked a friend of ours, the True family is getting ready to go down. And I just booked their Lightning Lane multi-pass selections 2 days ago. And when we had a call to talk about what rides they wanted to book, like you outside of the top tier where you're usually picking the Safari when you get multi-pass, like the next two rides that you pick are kind of like I don't know, Navi River Journey, and then we ended up picking the Lion King Festival,
Oh
but
yeah.
you don't need it for that.
No.
Like you definitely don't need it. So to me, like there's not, at least right now, that can change in the future when they've got some better attractions there. But right now, you just need to pay for multi-pass and a single pass and call it a day.
Yeah.
The same argument I would make for Epcot. I mean, I think
Correct. Yeah. I was thinking the same thing because I mean, Epcot's about 2 rides away from being all right. That's worth it. Um, and it's one of those that you and we've ridden the majority of the rides over there, and they're fun, but there's half of them are 5-minute waits, or they're most 15-minute waits, and so um, you
well, and
can
they've got the
go and
tiers there for multi-pass. So like the only
I'll do
time it
they.
would make sense is if like just because you can't pick Frozen and Remy's.
Yeah.
So if you're a family where you're like, I'm not rope dropping, that's not happening, and you want both of those rides, like those are very important to you, you're basically going to pay to save an hour. Like,
Yeah.
because Remy's will probably be an hour wait, and that's the only one that you'll really need it for. You might get a couple others, but like the others would be available in multipass. The only ones that is not going to be available is when you pick Frozen or you pick Remy's, you're not going to get the other one, right? So to me, that's the only thing that you'd be paying for with this service. And at 169 to 250 a person, that just doesn't make sense in comparison to just going with multipass. And you'd basically be paying like over $100 or even upwards of $200 to ride one ride. That doesn't make sense to me.
I'm gonna make a prediction, or maybe like I think something adds to this for all of the parks except for Animal Kingdom, is I think you do get some sort of fireworks spot, and that could be for Fantasmic or at Epcot or Happily Ever After. I think it'll eventually come. I don't think it'll be right away, but I think it's the one thing that might be missing from it.
I don't think that they'll do that because to me, what the problem with this service is that there's a very blurred line between this service and the VIP tour now. The main benefit of the VIP tour is the fireworks option or premium parade seating if you go earlier in the day, which wouldn't make much sense to me. Like you should always try and end at Magic Kingdom for the fireworks so that you get the premium seating, which is basically worth 170 to $180 a person because that's what the
Yeah.
dessert party costs, right? And they give you ice cream at the fireworks thing. So I think like my concern, my gut worry is that the price of VIP tours is going to go up. And I
Yeah,
think what
maybe.
they'll probably do is move VIP tours more towards a universal like experience where you're going more directly onto the ride. So that the VIP tour really is that premium experience. Right now, for those that don't know, the VIP tours, for the most part, I think it's all but 3 attractions. You just go through the lightning lanes. Like you don't
Yeah.
get straight on the ride, which is a common misconception. I saw a lot of that on TikTok and stuff was like, the VIP tours go straight on the ride. That's not the case at Walt Disney World. You go
Yeah.
through the normal lightning lane, the same as somebody with multipass that paid $30 for that day. The big differences are you get the guide, you get transportation between the parks, you get a lot of like they'll give you water, sometimes they'll give you coffee, you get to go. I think I mentioned you get to go between parks, and then you get the fireworks option. So
Yes.
like you can very feasibly do a VIP tour and do all the e-ticket attractions at all 4 parks in one day, where you're not going to be able to do that with a Premier Pass. But at Universal, you get directly on the ride. Like
Yeah.
they don't mess with their Express Pass line. They walk you through like the back cast member areas for every attraction, and they literally walk you straight onto the vehicle. That is premium, and it's cheaper than Walt Disney World. So I think that my worry is you're going to see the cost of the VIP tour experience go up, so that it differentiates a little bit between Premier Pass and then you're going to see, a little bit more of a premium service, I hope, because if they raise the prices of that thing and they don't also raise the service, then the Premier Pass is going to look like an even better option. So I think, Chip, I think
And
that like kind of covers our thoughts on it. What did you have any other thoughts to wrap it up?
well, it'll come with the universal side, but I think I think it's a good option. It kind of, you're right. It fits that tier of, hey, we do want to do a VIP tour, but maybe not. Um, I think we'll try it at some point, but I don't know when. And like I said, I think Magic Kingdom might be the best bang for your buck. But then you also, if you want to look at the ride per whatever, but they have the most rides with potentially the most lightning lanes. So, and that was my text to you right away. Was I think Magic Kingdom would be the only one really worth it. Hollywood Studios would be if you really want those e-ticket rides. I mean, but we've also seen those numbers drop a little bit in wait time, so we'll see.
I just think that even at Magic Kingdom, with Big Thunder being down, you're at most saving like, even if you give it an hour, let's say you give it an hour for Tron, an hour for Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, an hour for Tiana's Bayou Adventure, and then let's say an hour for Peter Pan's Flight, you're saving 4 hours or so. Throw in a half hour each for Jungle Cruise and Pirates, you're saving 5 hours worth of time. That's valuable to people. And
Well,
then
Matt,
you get
think about waiting in an hour with your kids in
I
any of
we
those
and
lines.
that's just being honest. We don't do it, right?
We do.
But
I
that
wouldn't either.
again,
Yeah, yeah,
but I'm perfectly comfortable with using the app, and that's the other thing that I think gets lost on people a lot that go to Disney a lot, like us, like, and people that are really deep into Disney on social media, is that like using that app sucks. There's people that hate it. Like
yeah.
people hate learning it. They get stressed out about it. 100% get stressed out about it. Like, just because you don't have to do it at 7 a.m. during your vacation anymore, you still have to do it 7 days prior at 7 a.m.
7 a.m.
And like, not all travel agents do it for you. I do it for my guests, but like, nobody wants to spend the entire day on their phone, like swiping to try and get Slinky Dog at a better time, or like wait for it to pop open, or whatever the case may be. Or like, some people are paying for other services to book their stuff for them, which I think
Yeah,
is even more absurd and ridiculous. But
it's
that's
crazy.
a conversation for a different day. I want to jump into I think, overall our gist is like, we're skeptical of Premier Pass at the Hollywood Studios and Magic Kingdom level, but it does make sense for some families.
Yeah,
I think we agree it doesn't ever really make sense at this point for Epcot or Animal Kingdom, but that could change in the future.
yeah.
Moving forward, Epic Universe is going to open May 22nd,
Well,
2025.
hold
It's
on.
opening early.
The portals are opening.
The portals are opening from our
It did
friends
have
at
a
Epic
sweet.
Universe.
It was pretty sweet. The video.
All of their videos and graphics, like this thing,
Unreal.
looks nuts, man. Like
Yeah.
it looks incredible. Tickets and packages are going on sale next week on October 22nd. So if you're listening to this and you're interested, please shoot me a message. All the links to get a quote are going to be in the show notes right away, because I've got a long list of people, and we're going to be working through the list of trying to get people quotes. And I expect the whole process is going to be nuts. And I want to give people a little bit of details in case that they haven't been able to read it or anything like that. When we book next week, the minimum package you're going to be able to get is 3 days of tickets. So you have to book a package at least 3 days long. You can book it at any of the Universal hotels, and you're going to get 1 day of Epic Universe. So you'll get 2 days at the other parks, one park per day. There'll be other ticket options in the future. But for now, if you want to get in this first, grouping, it's going to be 2 days at the old parks, I'll call it, 1 day at Epic Universe. Prices are going to range from $118 to $174 per day plus tax. To me, that's like very, very reasonable
And
for Epic Universe. I expected the price to be way higher.
yeah, and we've known that you're only going to be able to get in there one day, right? I think we've known that for a while. Or was that our
We have, but
speculation?
like, haven't. It's been unconfirmed speculation. to be honest, travel agents have known a little bit of this information, but like we were sworn to secrecy, so it's not something we've ever talked about on the show or anything like that.
Okay.
You're going to be able to book packages through the end of 2025. The first phase of this is just the first phase of ticket sales, so additional options including single day tickets and Universal Express passes, annual pass holder options, all that kind of stuff is going to come out later. But the most important thing I thought is that Helios Grand Hotel, which looks insane, and it's going to
Is
have
that
its
the
own
Lowe's?
private interest.
Is that the Lowe's one?
Yes,
Oh my gosh, it's beautiful.
it's going to be basically in Epic Universe, and it has its own entrance into the theme park. Is going to be available to book on the 22nd, also for packages. And the off-season rate, Chip. This
I
might
saw
be
it.
the most important thing we talk about.
I saw it.
$293 a night is where it starts.
That's unreal. It's unreal.
Now, we've got to put this in perspective for people. I'm going to be honest with you, Chip. I thought it would be easily over $800 a night. I was thinking it would be in the Polynesian contemporary Riviera range.
Now,
And we're talking Chip. Hold on a second. We're talking like Port Orleans Riverside range for this,
yeah.
and this hotel looks gorgeous.
And what's its peak price? Like, what's that range?
We
Do you
don't know
that yet. Okay.
We don't know that.
I saw that and originally I was like, wait a second, $295? I'd pay cash for that. Like it's like that. It's that. It's
that
a Lowe's
shut up
brand.
and take my money. Like slam the debit card on the table. Like I can't wait to pay that money.
Do you get the the premier pass, the withstand?
So we don't know
or?
any of the details yet about whether or not Express Pass is going to be included or how that's going to work. My assumption is that like that kind of stuff is going to be very limited at least in the first month or two. But
I wasn't even thinking for Epic Universe. I was thinking for
for the older parks.
Yeah,
I would imagine Helios includes Express Pass for the older parks. But I don't think that we have any information on that yet. I know there's going to be a lot more information coming for annual pass holders and a lot of that fun stuff. So, we'll share that whenever we get it. But annual pass holders are in like a unique situation. But I will tell you, like Universal took care of them though. They're making sure that they, have opportunities for separate opportunities for tickets. And they're also going to have opportunities to get like preview opportunities before it opens. Like enough that I was like, man, maybe I should buy an annual pass. So I mean, this all like everything that they're doing looks so exciting, and it's a little bit of a breath of fresh air. I think because Disney is not doing anything like this at this kind of speed. I hope they do in the future. And I think that it's great for everybody, the consumers in particular, when, this kind of stuff happens. But Chip, like, I mean, generally, I wouldn't call you a Universal guy. Are you excited? Like, how do you feel about this?
Dude, I'm so fired up. I was actually playing Donkey Kong the other day. And every time I see Donkey Kong, I think of the roller coaster they're going to have that's jumping over. And I've seen kind of how that works. And like, that's just going to make me smile. I'm a Nintendo kid. I grew up on the Nintendo. I still have a Nintendo in my house, but that has me fired up. And my kids are starting to get to the age of Harry Potter, so we started watching the movies. The books will
Battle
come.
at Hogwarts, where they've got the entire ministry for Umbridge's trial, and they're gonna have like the mailers flying through the air. Like,
yes,
it looks insane. They've said it's like one of their biggest undertakings ever. And I can't wait to be able to see it and like the immersiveness of it. Man, it just looks awesome. It's exciting.
And the nerdy side for me is they're not done with it. Like that's kind of the secret behind it is they're not really done with it. It's one of those that it can triple its size, I believe, is what I've read. And we're definitely as a family going to go down. May not the first year, but hopefully within the second year of it, we just want to kind of be the second wave, I think is what our talks of doing it, but it looks unbelievable. The details, just the How to Train Your Dragon. I mean, there's going to be stuff going on that it's Star Wars, it's Galaxy's Edge, but with what is it, 7 portals?
Five
Five
portals, I
portals.
think. Five
Five
portals.
portals.
So
Yeah.
Celestial Park, and then they've got the Monsters area. They've got How to Train Your Dragon, Super Nintendo, and Harry Potter. And like How to Train Your Dragon, like doesn't like do it for me, but they're gonna have a freaking flying dragon. Like I mean, like that's a different level. Hopefully, they have an awesome nighttime show. I think we've talked at length in the past about how we really hope that Universal continues to try and make improvements in that area. I think that would be huge, and they've done some great things recently. So we'll see. I know we're all excited. Make sure if you're interested in getting a quote, it's completely free to you. My services are completely free to you. They support everything we do at the show. Hit the link in the show notes. We really appreciate it. All the people that like have booked trips with us so far, man, it's just awesome hearing people say that they listen to us talk about
Dude,
Disney and
it's so
Universal.
cool.
Is yeah, it's a lot of fun. So
The best is when you get people reaching out and you're like, I didn't even think you cared. Like, and they're listening. Like, yeah, tell
right.
Matt I said hello and all that stuff. So it's
Yeah,
really cool.
man, it's fun, and we appreciate you guys all very much. This little community, so thank you. And that's going to wrap it up for this week.
Yeah.
We're going to have some fun stuff to talk about next week. We appreciate everybody for listening. If you like, rate, and review the show on whatever podcast platform you listen to, we'd greatly appreciate it. And otherwise, we'll see you in the parks.
We'll see when we see you.